It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? Yeah, it's okay.
What's up? This is Jeff. Welcome to Jeff's podcast, and today we're talking about the origins of the Tokusatsu and three Tokusatsu franchises, including Tsuburaya Productions' Ultra series and Toei Company's Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, which celebrates a decade for this year, including the Ultra series marks the 55th anniversary. Kamen Rider celebrates its 50th anniversary, and Super Sentai also celebrates its 45th anniversary. These three shows are the longest running series ever to date for kids and adults alike, and it becomes a global worldwide phenomenon. First up is the Ultra series, and the Ultra series is created by Eiichi Tsuburaya and Tsuburaya Productions, making it one of the most prominent tokusatsu superhero genre productions in Japan, which is most well-known examples of the Daikaiju, or giant monster genre, and becoming a giant hero subgenre of the tokusatsu TV shows. The first is Ultra Q, debuted in January to July of 1966, which describes as an half-hour Toho Kaiju series, and executive producer Eiichi Tsuburaya intended that the show be more like The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits, featuring a variety of strange and unusual stories. After a survey, TBS, or the Tokyo Broadcasting System Network, convinced that Tsuburaya Productions is add more giant monsters, as children were intensely interested in them, since Godzilla and Gamera becomes the first kaiju boom take-off. The originally planned title of this project was Unbalanced and was subsequently renamed Ultra Q, mostly due to the word Ultra gaining popularity due to the Japanese gymnast gold medal recipient in the 1964 Summer Olympics using a technique named Ultra C. Ultra Q became one of the most expensive TV series ever produced in Japan, and it becomes a huge hit. After the success of Ultra Q, Tsuburaya decided to create a new series titled Ultraman, and the show is a follow-up of Ultra Q, though not technically a sequel or a spin-off. The TV show launched from July of 1966 to April of 1967, which marks the show as a huge success. The titular hero becomes a major pop culture phenomenon in Japan and generating dozens of sequels, spin-offs, imitations, parodies, and tributes. It also becomes the world's third top-selling licensed character by the 1980s due to its large popularity in Asia. The Ultra series becomes popular, ranging from television series to comic books to merchandise in partnership with Bandai, as well as streaming deals with South Factory's Tokusatsu lineup in the US, and even a manga adaptation drawn by Eiji Shimizu and Tomohiro Shimiguchi, which is based on the characters from the previous Ultra series. The television series features different storylines from the Ultra series, and the next installment of the series is Ultraman Trigger, which marks the silver anniversary or the 25th anniversary of Ultraman Tiga, which aired in September of 1996 to August of 1997. The new series, which airs on July 10th of this year, which date marks Ultraman Day. Next is Kamen Rider, also known as Masked Rider. It's a meta-series and media mix of tokusatsu television programs and films and manga created by manga artist Shotaro Ishinomori. The media generally features a motorcycle riding superhero with an insect motif who fights supervillains, often known as kaijin. The franchise began as a TV series that aired from April of 1971 to February of 1973, centers on college student Takeshi Hongo as on his quest to defeat the Shakur organization to plan world domination. The original series famously spearheaded launched the second kaiju boom or henshin boom on Japanese television in the early 1970s, greatly impacting the superhero and action-adventure genre in Japan. The famous henshin sequence, in which the title hero performs ritualistic poses and shouting a keyword to transform into his superhero form, has since become a staple in Japanese pop culture, inspiring superheroes and magical girl genres. The Showa period series ranging from Kamen Rider from 1971 to 1973 and ends with Kamen Rider Black RX, which is the sequel of the original Kamen Rider Black series. It's the last series to be broadcast before the passing of Ishinomori at the age of 60 due to heart failure on January 28 of 1998. After the passing of Ishinomori, the Kamen Rider series revived and it began with the Heisei era series, Kamen Rider Kuga, which aired from January 2000 to January 2001. The legacy of the great Ishinomori marches on. From the Heisei era series including Kamen Rider Kuga to Kamen Rider Decade, from the Neo Heisei era series including Kamen Rider W and Kamen Rider CO, to the Reika era series including Kamen Rider 01 and the ongoing series Kamen Rider Saber. The legacy of the Kamen Rider series will continue. And last is the Super Sentai. Super Sentai is a Japanese superhero team meta series and media franchise produced by Toei Company and Bandai, where they featured live action characters and colorful special effects. The series is also created by Ishinomori. Centers of the protagonists are a team of people who, using wrist-worn or handheld devices, transform into superheroes and gain superpowers, color-coded uniforms, signature weapons, sidearms, and fighting skills to battle a group of otherworldly supervillains that threaten to take over planet Earth. The first two Super Sentai series are Himitsu Sentai Gorencher from April 1975 to March 1977 and JAKQ Dengekitai from April to December 1977 before Toei decided to put the Super Sentai on a hiatus in 1978. After the success of the franchise, Toei Company is teaming up with Marvel Comics in the US to produce a Japanese live-action series, Spider-Man, which features giant robots to the concept of the Tokusatsu shows. And in 1979, Battle Fever J was released and then used throughout the Super Sentai, including the ongoing series Senkaicher, which aired from March of 2021 to February of 2022. In 1993, Saban Entertainment produced the adaptation of Zeo Ranger into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, also known as Power Rangers, combining the original Japanese action footage with new footage featuring American actors for the story sequences. Since then, nearly every Super Sentai series that followed became a new season of Power Rangers. Some countries such as France, Brazil, Thailand, and the Philippines who switched from broadcasting Super Sentai to Power Rangers. In 2002, Saban sold the Power Rangers franchise to Disney's Buena Vista division, who owned it until 2010. And on May 2010, Saban bought the franchise back from Disney, moving to Nickelodeon in the US in 2011. And on May 2018, Hasbro announced that they had acquired the franchise from the Saban Capital Group. Other tokusatsu shows are gained popularity, aside from the success of the Ultra series, and Super Sentai are the Metal Hero series. Metal Hero series is produced by Toei Company, which are mainly space, military, and police-based characters who are typically either androids, cyborgs, or human beings who don metallic armored suits. Henceforth, most of the Metal Heroes are also referenced as another example of the Henshin Heroes genre. Usually, the genre revolves around a technological theme where technology in the right hands can be used for the greater good. It is popular in other countries including the Philippines, beginning with the Space Sheriff series from 1982 to 1984, which consists of Gaban from March of 1982 to February of 1983, Shariban from March of 1983 to February of 1984, and Shider from March of 1984 to March of 1985. Other heroes including the Rescue Police series, such as Wind Spectre from February of 1990 to January of 1991, Soulbrain from January of 1991 to January of 1992, and Exedraft from February of 1992 to January of 1993. And last is the B-Fighter series, which adapts into Beetleborgs, which produced by Saban, including Choco B-Fighter from February of 1995 to February of 1996, and B-Fighter Kabuto from March of 1996 to February of 1997. The Tokusatsu series becomes popularity, and heroes will be in good hands in order to save the world and fighting villains one hero at a time. The legacy of the franchise has yet to come. If you have comments or suggestions, let us know in the comments. Follow Jeff11 Manchester on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on youtube.com/gifaboy. And if you have a PayPal account, send us at paypal.me/Jeff11LFS or send it to Gcash if you're in the Philippines. Well, that's about it for Jeff's podcast. This is Jeff. We'll see you in the next podcast.